What if everything you've ever wanted were to be given to you? All your dreams, your ambitions would all be fulfilled, and it would take little to no effort from you. Not only that, but you would never have to deal with sadness or grief again. And this wouldn't just be for you, it would extend to everyone. Everybody would just have their wishes and dreams fulfilled and get anything negative removed from their lives. Maybe someone you love who passed away even comes back and it's as if they never left and them leaving was just a bad dream. Any history of physical, verbal, or sexual abuse would be deleted from history as if it never happened. Same for the mental ratifications that come with it. And all you'd have to do to achieve this is entrust your future to a clumsy but kind-hearted counselor. Maruki is a bad guy, but he is not a bad guy. Honestly, if your first instinct is to side with him, I can't blame you at all. Something this game isn't afraid to do is show you the benefits of the world Maruki is trying to create. The game does something really brave, and that is that it doesn't demonize Maruki. Up until now, whenever you saw the true colors of a person, you would automatically know that they're the bad guy. But Maruki, the more you know him, the more you actually sympathize with him. I think this is especially true looking at it from a real point of view. Life is extremely hard, so an easy way out is something that a lot of people look for. So exactly what's wrong with agreeing with him then? He isn't a bad person and what he is promising is only beneficial for everybody, right? Well, let me explain to you my point of view and tell me what you think afterwards. Maruki's promise can be looked at from two different points of views. One of them is the Phantom Thief's point of view and another one is the player's point of view. This is something that is common in most works of fiction. The audience always has a different point of view from the actual characters in the story. And this is especially true when the story leans heavily towards fiction. Let me give an example so you can understand my point of view better. In the very first palace, you have to deal with Kamoshida. Kamoshida is somebody with a lot of pull over the school and a lot of pull with the students. From the Phantom Thief's point of view, the only way to deal with Kamoshida is to go into his palace, steal his treasure, and change his heart. Now, unfortunately, if let's say somebody in the real world has an issue like Kamoshida, maybe a teacher abusing his power, they can't quite do the same thing. And so ideally, if you're looking at the story critically, you'll want to take something else from it rather than that. While people will normally take different things from the same story, I think a big message that this arc was trying to push is that you should always try to speak out. So from the audience point of view, I believe the message that you learn from this arc isn't let's use the metaverse, become Phantom Thieves and steal a teacher's heart to fix everything. Rather something like we shouldn't be afraid to speak out of fear, because the longer we remain quiet, the more people will hurt. However, this is just one of the many messages that you can take out of this arc of Persona 5. However, the point I was trying to make here is that the audience and the characters in the story have two different perspectives of the same story and take different things out of them. So after that extremely long detour, let's finally get back to Maruki.
Be gone. Preposterous! You dare honor people's wishes!
So first I'll start with the easy one. What about the Phantom Thieves? Why is it wrong for them to accept Maruki's reality? Well, first of all, the whole motto of the game is to break free. The Phantom Thieves have all been in shitty situations because of adults. But thanks to the power of the Phantom Thieves, they're able to break free and take control of their own lives. So after constantly fighting the control of adults, it would be really redundant to just be like, oh, this one, we like this one, so let's him control our lives. Not only that, but thanks to them fighting against the control of the adults, they've been able to develop as people way more. They've proven time and time again that no matter how hard life gets, they can constantly keep coming out on top. Not even a so-called god can stand up against them. As long as they keep believing and fighting, they will always find a way out of situations. One of the rare instances where this wasn't the case is when they accidentally killed Haru's dad, and while this was a terrible loss for Haru, none of the other Phantom Thieves were really fond of him. The second time they failed to save someone was Akechi, someone who they spent a good amount of time with and got to know. While I'm sure Haru fantasizes about his death every night and smiles, I'm sure the rest of the Phantom Thieves do feel some remorse and wish they could have saved him, especially since he went out trying to save them all. And Joker got a brand new confidant with him where he got to be a lot more closer with them. Well, now that Maruki has brought him back, he has him as a bargaining chip. If they accept his reality, then Akechi will be back. And as his theme implies, there will be no more what ifs. With this solved, the Phantom Thieves will have absolutely zero regrets. However, luckily the Phantom Thieves live in an anime world, so not only do they regret Maruki's reality, it is also foreshadowed that thanks to them fighting and never giving up, Akechi is somehow back to life. So basically, the Phantom Thieves have zero reason to accept Maruki's request. Not only would they be going against everything they've stood so far, which is the idea of going through overcoming hardship, but they pretty much get almost whatever they want just by fighting and never giving up, because this is a fictional anime world. And sure, Haru cries herself to sleep because you didn't romance her and now she has to spend Christmas alone. Everyone else is doing relatively well, even if they turned away the idea of having a perfect world. So that's pretty much why the Phantom Thieves shouldn't accept Maruki's offer. Sure, there's a few inconveniences for them, but at the end of the day, everything will work out just fine. So now we get to the hard part. What about the audience? Why shouldn't people who are going or go through really shitty experiences just be like, yes, Maruki, take me, and live in a perfect world where Maruki just deals with everybody's problems? Well, you shouldn't, because Maruki is a fraud. Real life is full of super bad experiences, and I think that is an understatement. I think things get much worse than just horrible or bad. I don't think that you can put into words how bad life can get for certain people. And it is in these situations that you are your most vulnerable, and you look for something or someone to guide you. Someone who will take this burden off you and guide you to where you want to be. These people would want nothing more than to live in this ideal world where everything just works out and everything gets better. And it is in these desperate moments that these people are willing to look for anything as an answer for their problems. And unlike the Phantom Thieves, not giving up and working hard won't always resolve your problems. It is just how the real world works. So on your wit's end, you may finally decide to give in to Maruki. Except Maruki doesn't actually exist. But people who will tell you they are like him do. They will promise you happiness, they will promise you purpose, they will promise you anything as long as you follow them. And of course, what I am talking about is a cult leader. If you pay attention in Maruki's palace, you will see people rising to heaven because they follow Maruki's advice. So like any cult, it's supposed to represent about how if you follow the teachings they give you, you will be raised to salvation. However, more times than not, cults end up taking advantage of their followers by extorting them for money and anything else they can get out of them. Once again, this is a story, so you might get something different from what I get. But if you ask me, I think Atlas was trying to represent what a cult leader would look like in Maruki. Someone who promises you everything as long as you let them take care of your life. If you give up everything, you will get everything. I won't go into too much detail about why cults are bad. I'm sure there is some basic understanding that most people have, but basically it is the idea of somebody taking advantage of somebody who is emotionally or mentally vulnerable. And all they have to do is give you the promise of salvation. They will give you guidance and happiness, and all you have to do is give yourself fully to them. At the end of the day though, reality is something that you cannot truly run away from. The thing about Maruki is that we all want him to be true, and that is his greatest strength. It is because we're constantly looking for a way out that we stop ourselves from growing. Now, I can't imagine what it's like to be in an extremely horrible situation, but regardless, I want to be able to end this video on a positive note, so I will tell you what I think I take out of Maruki's arc. In life, we all want to believe that we will eventually reach that point where things will just work out, where things will just get better. Especially when we're going through a hard time, we want to believe that there is a way out, an easy answer that will solve all of our problems. That is what Maruki represents. He represents the easy way out. However, if you decide to take this path, you will be losing a lot from yourself. I don't know what that thing you would be losing is. It could be money, it could be your friends, it could be your family, or it could even be your life. The fact is that realistically, there is no simple answer. Life is hard, and it will be hard, and it can get harder. And there's no easy switch to make it all go away, all those problems. And if anyone ever tells you there is, they're lying. Rather, we need to rely on the people that love us. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to whoever you can. Or maybe you yourself just stop and reflect on your own problems. Of course, professional help is also an option. Talk to a counselor, talk to a doctor. But the thing about these answers is that they aren't absolute. None of them are guaranteed to work, and even if they do, it won't be a fast and easy process. No matter what, you will struggle. But if you push through and endure through all the hardship, you will definitely come out the other side a better, stronger person. But hey, that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear what everybody else thinks, so feel free to leave your comment, and I appreciate you making it all the way through the end. Like my video if anything entertained you, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment anything that you think I could do better. Thank you for watching.